darn idiot. And you know what they say about opinions, right?
Well, I don't give a damn. They like,
don't you even start your stuff.
Girl, come on. I don't give a damn. I'm ready.
You always ready. You stay ready because you ain't got to get ready.
You already know because it's about what? To each his own.
That was a good one. I got the vibe is still rolling. I'm really excited. Really, really excited. Yes. So, well, welcome back, you guys. We are at another episode of To Each His Own Podcast. I'm the joint Miss Lomax, aka Chrissy.
And it is I, Sun-Kissed Chop.
Why you roll your eyes like that?
Because I'm cracking up, not the joint.
Listen, we from Philly. I'm the joint Chrissy. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm saying. You the joint Anna. That's what they used to call us in Ghana. In college. In Ghana. I was trying to say Anna in college at the same time. They used to say the joint. We was the joints, remember? The joint Chrissy, the joint Anna, the joint Shakira, the joint Anna. Like, you know, it was like a DMX song and shit. That was Chrissy and Kiki, Ghana, Stephanie, Kiana. Like, you know.
My apologies. My screen acting crazy right now. I don't know what just happened.
Real shit.
All right, I'm here.
But I'm excited. I'm just gonna say we coming fresh off another episode, and I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. Our listeners, viewers, supporters, subscribers.
Yes.
We are too excited about the episodes we got coming forth. Okay, y'all gonna get them this spring and summer. Okay, because the transition is here.
Back to back.
Come on, Drake. You always got a Drake reference.
Back to back.
Every once in a while, you got a Drake reference. I realized it. I do. But speaking of back to back, what's been going on before we jump into the topic? Anything been going on out in the streets? Any crazy shit before we jump into, you know, what we have to talk to the people about today? Outside of Will Smith and Chris Rock, because Lord knows I'm so tired of hearing and seeing about that. I just, you know, wish they go ahead and wrap that up and wrap up, you know, the different things that in projects that Will has that's going to be set down or postponed, you know, until this is all figured out. I just want them to go ahead and wrap this up.
And I wasn't even going to mention that because by the time they see this, it'll be very old. So, yeah, we off that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm really hoping it's wrapped up. All of it is wrapped up by this time. I'm hoping by now it's wrapped up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not really.
It was a casual no, not really. So we're just going to jump, you know, right into it as things begin to, you know, transition. Spring has officially begun. Of course, we kind of into it. The rain season is officially it's coming in full force, and it ain't my type of hype, sis. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm not feeling it.
It just makes me feel like the summer is going to be extremely hot. Like, and then I'm not looking forward.
Not at all.
That's what it's giving hot ass, humid ass summer.
It's giving hot in here, so I'm not gonna have on clothes.
Okay.
That's what it's giving. It's giving bucket naked.
God bless sundress season, okay? God bless it. And a cheers to that one.
Okay.
Clink.
Oh. You know, when I drink, I typically drink in big gulps.
Woo.
That's why when I do shots, I be like, I can't do shots because then I had to take like the shot and then like a little bit of sip that's left. I always hate taking a little bit of sip that's left because that'd be like just enough to cover my tongue palate. And it'd be like, ooh. But luckily for whatever it is, you know, if I'm drinking it, then I typically enjoy it. So I'm like, ooh. But back in the day, I was like, ooh, I don't want to take a shot.
Listen.
So that's why I would just get my drinks. You know what? No, just give me a cup of what I'm drinking. Give me a splash of juice so I can get my palate got adjusted to, you know.
Yeah, like a spritz, you know, just to top it off. I like mine chill with like a spritz of ginger ale from whiskey and ginger is the best combination to me. especially if the whiskey is chilled and you get that with the little ginger ale on it, the Canada Dry to be exact. Ooh, child, take me away.
You know what I'm starting to like it now with too? I'm not gonna lie, orange juice.
Yeah, actually, yeah, like a.
I wasn't a big fan of it before. Like a mimosa, like a whiskey mimosa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't. Me, I'm not a champagne gal anyway. You know me, I'm not a fan of champagne.
Yeah,
it just makes me, really bubbly. It just doesn't. It just feels like it kind of bloats my body, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. It doesn't even kind of like give me a buzz or whatever like that. It's just a whole big headache for me. So my mimosas
literally gives me the headache.
Yeah, literally. So my mimosas are definitely whiskey based.
I'm crying. So jumping right into the first topic, I guess that's a normal thing for us. Let's talk about normalcy, like a dash of normalcy, quote unquote. So we both recently, although we've been in and out of being, at work, being in direct contact with people, going back to the office, that sort of mundane thing, everything's kind of trying to come back to a norm. So, I don't know. Like, some people are still very apprehensive about the whole thing. You still got people who wear masks any and everywhere. You got people who just never wore one and never want to wear one, but honestly, I just feel like I'm just going to continue to keep washing my hands, taking my vitamins, and, moving forward, just being more, I guess what I'm trying to say is, even though we're trying to get back to this state of normalcy, I feel like moving forward, I'm even more cognizant of, everything doesn't affect everyone the same way. So, be mindful of that and just kind of like, stay on a neutral ground with it. Like I personally do believe in washing my hands and stuff like that. But, in certain spaces, people, you never know what people are dealing with. So we got to keep that in mind. And that's just that. That's just how I see it. And I don't do nothing super extra, no extra crazy going on my way stuff, but wash your hands and keep your distance. If you don't want to be next to me, that's fine. I don't take offense. God bless you. Right. Keep on moving. That's about it. If you require me to wear a mask, okay, whatever, I'll have my mask. And if I don't need to go there, back, then I just won't be there.
I think this mask mandate, and of course it was, stemmed from the pandemic. I think it has created, like I've said before, and on other things, a scale. I think for those who are either wearing masks or not wearing masks now, they're for different reasons. So I think you have those who are still wearing masks because they're required to for work. And I think those who are still required to wear their masks for work really don't care too much for wearing their mask outside of work. And I feel like there's only a small percentage of individuals who still have that apprehension of the COVID and who still feel like they need to wear masks all the time, whether it's personal, professional, or whatever the case may be. Because I really do think for the most part at this point, by today, like by right now, like in April, I don't really think many people, even some of the people who used to give a fuck, I think their apprehension has even minimized. It may have not went down to zero, of course, and they're still, going to use protective measures, of course, like we all to a point. But I think, over time, the people's mindset has changed. I think primarily so because you have, the vaccine and all this booster stuff included. So, of course, it made people generally more comfortable because people, you have that population of people who felt like, I got the vaccine, so I'm all powerful. I don't need to wear no mask, and I felt like that kind of trickled down to, kind of people kind of calming down, like, all right, I feel a little bit better about the situation because maybe you may be around more people who are vaccinated, or, you may be outside a little bit more. So you feel more comfortable around, or you maybe have been forced to go back to work or, go back into your office. So now it has to change your mindset about how you feel about being around other people. who are not just in your household or in your family. So I think just with the transition and overall people just being sick and tired of being sick and tired and just wanting to get back to what they used to be doing, get back to normal.
Right.
Like I said, it's literally been 2 years at this point, and I think 2 years of something like this, like I said, even people who were like, "Oh my God," and super scared at the beginning. Like I said, I think even half of those people now are just like, "All right, can we be done with it already? I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to vaccinate, and can we just be over it and just do whatever we used to do, just wearing the mask or not, depending on what's required." And now that the mandate has been dropped, I feel like we're so past, I'm not gonna say listening to the government and the CDC, but I feel like, when the mandate dropped for it, I feel like it didn't really affect anything. I feel like people were all already kind of doing their own thing, businesses and stuff included. You were going out to places, whether it was restaurants, offices, or whatever, and they're either going to still require you to wear the mask or they're not. Even with the mandate dropping, business still have the right to say you have to wear mask. So it's the same thing. And I feel like people already started to take that accountability for themselves without the government even putting anything into place. So I just feel like, this is what it is. I just feel like this is the new normal. Be prepared to be asked to wear a mask and or not. We already kind of know what the consequences and the repercussions are and the barriers are in not having a vaccination. So I feel like by now we already know what we can and can't do with or without a vaccination. So you already kind of begin to structure or are structuring, your life and things surrounding that. And outside of that, again, it's either going to be you have to wear a mask somewhere or you don't. And again, by now, 24 months in, we all used to wearing a mask. We've all gotten our designer masks, ones that make us feel comfortable. We done, racked up on disposable ones, hand sanitizers and all of that. And we should not still be running out of essential products because we should be back to a place of normalcy where people don't feel like they have to go buy things in bulk so the next person doesn't get anything because they're so scared it's going to be gone. Like, no. As we can see, even through a pandemic, certain things still got to move forward.
It should also be, and also to add to that point, I feel like it should become more normal and more, acceptable and more of a thing for people to want to take care of their bodies and eat better. If a little at a time, a little step at a time, because honestly, that should become like this new norm that we have. That now that we know there are things out here that affects us at such a high rate, or people have these pre-existing conditions, whereas they're more susceptible to catching it or things of that, anything. We have all these different variables because, you got different generations living in households with different, you got your grandma living there, yada, 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 you got a baby in the family. These things become very touchy. So, people take extra steps to take care of themselves too is very important. I feel like that should become more part of the norm now that we are more exposed to this, because I feel like as much as we were all on social media, we saw that even though we weren't getting, the portion, whereas we're more looking at taking a look at closer under the scope of our own personal choices and what we do on a daily basis to naturally help ourselves be able to, overcome something like this, so that it is normal for us to be healthy on a more regular basis. Like we're more healthy, we're taking more care of our bodies. So I think that, people should definitely, I was on social media just like everyone else. We was in the house. Y'all saw the post, even though we weren't getting that piece from the news. I feel like the media wasn't really focusing on that. There was, and there is, and there is still more information out there. It's not even just about getting in the gym and working out if you're going to eat like shit. Most of it comes from what you're putting in your body, period. Yes, it comes from what you're putting in your body. So again, this should become, we're talking about normalcy here. This is just one of my perspectives. I feel like, listen, from me to y'all, just on the basis of being humans and having that in common and just respect for one another, I would love to see that for us, especially in our community, doing better and, trying to, inform the children and stuff about what that can do for them too. Being like they just lived through something, they have no fucking idea what that shit was like, how, why, the winds, and who and what. They just know they all they know is COVID. That's it. So it's our job now that we saw, you know, the information that's out there. We know we have it. Take advantage of it, and that's with anything, not even just your health, but it's such an important thing. And I think that people don't take that into, you know, account when they're making daily decisions. So yeah, and then another point I wanted to make internationally. So now that, you know, people like me and yourself, we love to travel. You know, there's all different types of things when you're coming in and out of different borders. You got to adhere to that. So it's a new norm, and we saw this when 9/11 happened. Like, you know, you can't even have a certain amount of liquids. You got to make sure your carry-ons a certain way. It's you know, it's just all different types of things. You're getting body scans, all types of shit. Your shit looks suspicious in any type of way. They stopping you in line. They want to know if you got livestock. They ask all types of crazy shit. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I got a goat in my duffel bag, like, period. I got a goat and some ostrich eggs in my duffel bag. Like, what the fuck?
It's the ostrich eggs.
Yeah. On an international note, you know, you got to do the PCR test and shit like that, and within enough time. I've even heard my esthetician told me recently that she just went to go fly back to Vietnam, home to Vietnam, and when she got, there was no type of restrictions or anything in place. She made sure of that. I don't know if she was misinformed or anything. However, to her, she felt like she did the proper research with her planning, and when she got to the airport with her child, it was a different beat. Now I'm paying $250 for one per test in the airport in order for me to be able to go where I gotta go. And how the fuck is that okay? And why is it that expensive? Who knows? It's just like inconvenient. It just gets no. Sometimes, yeah. So, you know, again,
I wouldn't be going. I'm going back home, y'all. See y'all.
Period. And you know, and on average, when you're flying to a place that's that far, that's exponentially far like that, that's that far, they're staying there for a while. They don't plan on just going for like
just coming right back.
They take time over there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just like they always joke around. I know in the Black community, they joke around and say, you know, when people go to Africa, at minimum, they're staying 2 weeks.
I'm about to say at least 10 days.
Yeah, staying a month. It's a month stay because it takes so long to get there. That you got to go through so much, and you want to be able to spend time without feeling like you constantly traveling. You ain't even never get a chance to, you know, enjoy yourself. So yeah, right. So that's on an international level. That's really all I had to say about that. But that definitely helps us segue into the next topic.
I'm about to say, yeah, we kind of switched it, but yeah, that's speaking of international, dude. The fancy cars, the women in the caviar. Oh, I'm sorry, pimping all over the world came to my head when we said international.
I'm done.
I was doing my own background music in my head too.
Maybe you wrote it down backwards, friend, but that's definitely...
No, I didn't write it down backwards. I was saying, I'm like, we kind of, so while we was on international, we might as well just switch topics real fast. Yeah, since we were saying international. Because I'm like, that's perfect.
That was definitely, yeah, because I realized that some people, and you know, honestly, and because you know how it is in the Black community. Half of us don't even, not saying half, but some people, a lot of people, there's a multitude of people who haven't been anywhere who think that travel isn't essential to life. And you know, we back to fucking differ from the door waving the 4-4. And at this point, it's like, they damn sure ain't about to travel because they not about to, like, what? They not about to go through all of that. And I'm just like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Like,
I mean, well, the people who think they're traveling outside of only the city that they live in, they still gonna get to travel.
Yeah, they still are, but even beyond that, there's so much more of the world to see. The world is...
And that's something. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to people who only think that somewhere to be is anywhere else outside. Shout out to people who've never been outside of the city that you live in. Just saying. Because I can't bear that thought. So shout out to you all who've done it. But anyway, back on the international, we're going to go out of the domestic over to the international. Now, this speaks to a different level of, or a different perspective of what goes on internationally. So we talked about COVID and the precautions and how things have changed and all of those things. But international insecurities, because like you said, I know we back outside. We like to travel.
I gotta get my lobster antennas. Hold up.
Not your lobster antennas.
Yeah, somebody bust a joke on me. I ain't gonna lie. You know, bitches, we gonna laugh if the joke is funny. If they cut on us or not, bitch, I died. Bitch, I holler. I said lobster antennas. That was a fucking good one.
I'm done.
I said, I'm telling my mom.
She gonna come out here and fight everybody. Say.
But yeah, even in getting into this topic, so let's just start with what's the norm for us. So, and let's in the aspect of how we're going to play with this international insecurity topic. So the norm for us, so international insecurity. So what we mean by that is, so you know, you're going on vacation,
Had to get a moment.
You're on vacation with your friends and stuff like that. And sometimes it may be like, it's not always a girl trip. You got vacations, you got trips where it's co-ed, where it's just like, it might be a mixture of family and friends, or it just might be strictly couples, or it just might be a blend of couples and single people who just want to fucking be out. And that's a beautiful thing. However, you have those people, not even just going to say females, because guys are get insecure too. You have those individuals who feel like they don't want people to wear or do certain things because they feel like, because they're insecure. So we were having a conversation one day recently when we were out having drinks with one of our girlfriends, and she had one of her girlfriends on, alone, that we were just meeting for the first time. But, it was a fucking vibe, and we were talking and having drinks and eating, and, we got into the discussion about traveling, and she was like, we told her, some things we had coming up, and she was like, well, I just had to ask one question. She was like, and it hit us left field. We literally forks, scraped the place. Like, I was mad for it, bitch. She was like, well, when are y'all comfortable with, females wearing what they want, like as far as like thong bathing suits and stuff like that? I looked at her. I feel like
immediately I was like, comfortable.
So when she said that, me and Christine looked at each other. We looked at our other girlfriend that
it smacked me because I never thought about that shit, yo, for real.
But it just makes you be like, well, damn, like, so basically, which the story that she shared with us, so she gave us in retrospect. She was like, we was like, we have to know why you just asked us that, because wear what the fuck you want, whatever makes you feel good.
Right.
And she was like, well, I went on vacation with someone before, and long story short, when we got there, it was like a mixture of people, and the girl whose trip it was that planned it was like, she had a problem with people, because her partner was there. She had a problem with the women wearing certain types of stuff, like thong bathing suits and stuff like that, and being around, having their bodies exposed around him, because she just didn't prefer it. And I'm just like,
but I'm supposed to wear sweatpants.
That's what I'm saying. And furthermore, this is the disrespect. First of all, nobody wants your man. If you felt like that, you didn't have to invite me. That's number one. Number two, you waited till the fuck I got on the plane and flew halfway across the world to tell me I can't clap these cheeks on in the I don't like the look of it.
Come on, cheek clap, bitch. Because anybody who know me, no, I don't even gotta go out the country. Soon as the beat drop, everybody knows, soon as the beat drop, my cheeks get to flapping and my waist gets to winding.
The beat drop, the cheeks.
Okay, so if you invite me on somebody's trip on a plane, first of all, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a turn up. So that's why you're inviting me, because I'm coming to turn up. But I'm part of the segment that's going to include turning the fuck up and getting lit.
And wait a minute, and don't get us wrong. We're not saying we're gonna go to the family reunion trip with a thong bathing suit on, no, because that's like
right. That's a different story. Now we didn't say that. Now
this is an adult vacation.
Yeah, we're talking about an adult, just a strict adult vacation. That me or my cousins going on a trip, no. What the fuck do I gotta wear a thong bathing suit for that? Again, although that may be what I like, and that may be what makes me feel comfortable, it's just the principle. Like the individuals, the population that you're going to be around, although you can wear other sexy things in the trip, of course, individuals, non-family members who not on the trip with you, but it's just like, for the most part, if these are people that you're going to be with, why are you going to be walking around, nipples all out, showing in all of your outfits and your wardrobes or whatever the case may be? It's just unnecessary. It's given taboo.
and it's giving attention. Because
Right.
that's not the time or place for that.
Right.
It's not the time.
Exactly. And that's just the bottom line. It's the time and place for everything. You are absolutely right. Bro.
However, honey, if this is an adult trip and I played my money just like everybody else,
bitch.
And I'm not even the one, and y'all know I'm more of the reserved type. Like, I don't, certain things I may not wear it, but I might pop out the box and wear some shit. Once in a while, I get a little,
risque. That's my word.
Okay, like, listen, you only get to be this young and this fine once. So, bitch, do what you want to do.
Okay.
However, like, I don't got me down for letting nobody crack the whip on with my wardrobe. I'm sorry, because if I feel like I want to put on a bathing suit and, I got some butt flaws, that's what it's going to be.
And my thing about it is, like you said, if you invited me on this trip and your niggas, first of all, especially if it's something like a couples trip, why are you insecure about what I got on? My nigga gonna be with me. What I'm wearing is supposed to be pleasing to me and my man. So that's why I'm wearing it. Whether y'all around the fuck or not. Okay?
Absolutely.
Because again, I'm gonna clap these cheeks and wind it and grind it and
I'm gonna clap the cheeks and bring the heat, baby, okay?
Bitch. But again, and that's just like when we talked about a few episodes before, when you know a person and you friends with them, you already know, you know how they are. So inviting somebody somewhere just to try to diminish or demean their personality, first of all, that's disrespectful. Forget being pointless. It's fucking disrespectful. Because you're not going to disrespect my fucking character. Because now you didn't fucking try me. Okay? Now you want to fucking play. So since you want to come out to play, now you've been called out what we call the Joker.
But I'm just like, well, damn, what if that's all I felt like wearing on this trip? What if that's all I had? So now I got to fucking walk around with shorts because you scared that your nigga going to be looking at my butt. Like,
exactly. But what about the million other fucking bitches on this fucking island or on this resort that ain't got no clothes on? You can't say nothing to them because they're not with you. So it doesn't make any sense. You can't control your nigga eyes. You can't control other people. So don't say nothing to me about what I got on. If you feel like your nigga gonna be attracted to me and you feel like his eyes wander, don't fucking bring him around me. I don't need to be around them fucking anyway, but if you gonna have an event where you feel like you gonna want to have all your loved ones in the fucking same vicinity, bitch, don't invite me. My dog, don't invite me. I don't need to be there. Because on the flip side, that's just like having, I can kind of see that this conversation, of course, we're starting about women and how women felt kind of about other women around their men. But on the flip side, that's like you having male friends or, male family members, and they may have friends or other male friends that may want to come on to you. So they might not be like, no, don't come around here with that shit on or whatever like that because niggas gonna be drawn. Listen, niggas going drawn to it. I can't fucking help nobody else's attraction to me or how they're going to behave towards me. If somebody people going to be thirsty no matter what. That's just the kind of people that they are.
Exactly.
Somebody can be fully fucking clothed from the head to toe.
I was just thinking
motherfucker could still be thirsty on them. Yeah. Like, let's be clear.
People gonna be thirsty whether you willing to quench or not. Like, let's get to it. Let's not play.
Let's cheers to the quench.
Cheers. This wine is good as hell. I'm scared I'm gonna finish the whole bottle. That's scary.
Well, this cup about half big.
But yeah, like, I feel like, how dare you? Like, what if that's all I had to wear? Like, now I gotta worry about, like, what? So you mean to tell me, like, and you dead ass gonna have an attitude about that? Like, I thought that was so weird. I'm like, you're not about to fuck up the vibe of this trip.
And we're not about to do a wardrobe check before we go on this plane either.
With your weird ass fake demands that nobody's gonna be paying attention to. Like, bitch, just either posture up and fucking walk that shit until if you so big and bad and that's your nigga, then be that.
Yeah, because I'm a petty bitch. Because I'm real petty. I feel like if you, like, say if she would have called ahead of time, like, oh yeah, I don't want y'all wearing certain stuff or whatever like that.
I'm not going.
I would have said no, depending on what mood I was in. Like, if it would have been on some shit where I can't get like my money back or whatever like that, I'm going and I'm wearing everything that's going to piss you off the whole fucking time.
Absolutely. I'm going to make it my business.
The whole time. Oh, we can't, you don't want me wearing what? See
She
through.
got strings everywhere. Strings.
Bitch, I'm wearing thongs to the club. I'm wearing thongs to dinner, breakfast, lunch, brunch, on the balcony, on the beach, in the club, bitch, on the transfer, on the plane, bitch.
Tell them.
I'm walking through the motherfucking airport, bitch, with thongs on, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Voila. Hello. Fuck is you talking about? Because what you not want to do is control me. Can't nobody do that. So, I mean, I guess in this, I was glad that by the end of that conversation, we was able to laugh and giggle about it because all of us literally, like you said, had the same response, like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
Like, is that what really happened? Like, that's what...
No, Dana, who we be? Dana. Like, honey,
like, I call all my bitches right now and tell them to come throw down, twerking their ass, right? Like, don't you ever tell me no shit like that.
Chrissy, look.
Yeah. Like, don't even play. Listen, I tell certain artists to throw that shit on. Listen, don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
Listen, I'm gonna give them 3 names. I'm gonna give them 3 names, and we gonna wild the fuck out. Okay? Uncle Luke, Travis Porter, and Soulja Boy.
You was a dickhead. Pay her no mind, y'all. Pay her no mind.
What's that number was on the website?
Yeah, I'm like, come on with the international insecure. Like, can we not?
And it's like, and it doesn't, of course, it doesn't just happen, internationally. That just happens to be an international trip we was talking about. But anywhere where there's nice, warm weather, of course, because that's where the clothes come off. So all your little, every other week, every other month, y'all go to with your Miami trips, Vegas, because it ain't nobody wears clothes in Vegas or Miami. Don't nobody wear clothes in Vegas or Miami. So you gonna take a trip there, and you want to be insecure about your significant other? Oh, baby, you better be prepared. And it doesn't matter if you're gay, if you're straight. It really does not matter because again, nobody wears clothes. In their faces.
Nobody.
I know I don't. I know every time I went to Miami, I ain't wearing no clothes.
Yeah.
Well, Christian, you going out like that? You damn right, bitch. Yeah. Unless I'm going into a store where they said you have to put on shorts. Because I'm always going to be bikini ready.
Bikini.
Okay.
Get out of here.
So at the end of the day, they say, Anton used to say, hide your kids, hide your wife. Listen, hide your niggas, hide your brothers, whatever the case may be. Don't invite me if you got that kind of insecurity, okay?
And that's just it.
And just go ahead and sum that up. Like, ladies, and that doesn't just happen in trips, though. No, that's crazy. Even just when, and it's a shame, it doesn't, it tends to happen with women, but it also does happen with men that have like that cliquish mentality. Like, you'll see different people, like you'll see them like out and about or at different events and things. And have you ever kind of noticed maybe the clique or the squad where a lot of the attention is just kind of focused on one person?
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like more so than a friendship. It kind of seems like one person and their minions kind of thing, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like outside of the physical insecurities, those can be it can be physical on that level too, but I feel like there can be some mental and some emotional insecurities on that level as well. And it's always like you may have a girlfriend, for instance, and I've seen this, and that's why I'm using this as an example. You may have a girlfriend who you may think you look better than, or you may think y'all even equal to, but you may know that when it comes to men, they're kind of more attracted to her because of her personality.
Absolutely.
So therefore, like when you around men and around that a friend at the same time, it's kind of always this like either like a battle for attention or maybe like this that catty, snarling kind of friction, but that women can give off sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think it's so sad. It's so sad to see because I'm a person, I firmly believe that all of the ladies that I call friends, all of the women that I deem close to me, whether it be family or friends, all of my friends I do consider family. So
Absolutely.
I deem all of the women, close to me. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that about any of them. Like I feel like we all shine in our own individual way. I don't feel like I've never had a moment of hating on any of my friends, any of the family members that I never saw that. Like any of my loved ones, I don't understand the purpose in that. Like everybody's different. Everybody has their own look, everybody has their own character, their own personality. There are going to be people who hate me and love you. Love me, hate you, hate us equally, love us equally. It's just going to happen. That's a part of life. But I just feel like when it comes to, unfortunately, those who are close to you, it becomes, for some people, not everybody. And again, I'm just speaking to the fact that I'm so thankful that this is not the case in my circle. It becomes this unspoken competition.
Yeah.
That develops from that same insecurity.
That same exact place. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It really does.
And that shit's scary because that insecurity that goes here and that develops into that like kind of that vengefulness almost, and that envy and that jealousy, all that shit goes to a bad place. And it leads to, it can lead or result to nothing but somebody turning on you.
And even going back to
in
the
one way
point
or another,
where we were talking, I'm sorry, you want, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, one way or another, somebody that just leads to somebody turning on you. I'm like, and that's scary.
Yeah. And to add to that, I want to just revisit the point, couple episodes back, quite a few episodes back, where we were talking about female PTSD. I think that whole conversation derived from that kind of place, whereas maybe she witnessed, or she was in a situation where a female took the opportunity and preyed upon a man's, wandering eyes as a way to get in good with him and, snatch him up from underneath her nose. And, that's not to say, oh, that's on you for allowing women to wear certain things or do certain things. Mm-hmm. No, I definitely think there are boundaries. And I definitely think that, there needs to be clear communication about that, especially if you feel like your friends, are making you feel uncomfortable, or they're making your loved one feel uncomfortable to a certain degree. However, I feel like, people should be free to be who they are in any kind, in general. And, if you are that insecure, at the end of the day, you have to check that and check yourself. That was just one situation. That person even went through something and probably felt like, oh, it happened to me, so let me do it to somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's not fair either. And it's like, you got to kind of make the choice and be accountable and say, let me move in a different way, because I know that I didn't like how I felt when it was done to me. Moving forward, I'm going to go about this a different way. But however, I'm not about to be out here policing what the fuck other bitches decide to put on. Because guess what? You have that same freedom every morning. So who are you to tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to put on my body? And that's just it. And that's just how I see it. And that's how I really think in my head to myself. Expletives and all. Because it's just like, who are you? Like, if I woke up this morning and I felt like I wanted to put on a tie-dye thong bikini, or if I felt like I wanted to wear some pasties underneath my new dress, then that's what the fuck I felt like I wanted to do. That's it. It has nothing to do with what I think your man going to like, or what he going to be looking at. If anything, I'm not even trying to get that close where you can even have those types of fucking reservations. I'm trying to keep it cordial to a point where you feel like we can exist in a room and we can have a good time, we can vibe, and he's you know what? He's making you happy, sis. But other than that, I don't even entertain all of that.
It's so interesting that you said it, because I feel exactly the same way about that. And I feel like, unfortunately, of course, generally no woman wants to feel like it's necessary to need to present her man or bring her man around any of her friends or loved ones or whatever like that. No woman wants to. The only reason, and we just got to be real as women and say this, the only reason why us as women take our man, the love of our lives, the nigga that we date and whatever we want to call him at the time, the only reason why we taking him around our loved ones is to make sure that he's identified to them. So if y'all see him out, Y'all can come report back or make sure y'all know if he's trying to talk to y'all see him, whatever. That's the only reason why we doing it. So he knows not to try to talk to any one of y'all if he see y'all in the streets, or he knows if he see y'all to act right. And if y'all see him, y'all know to report back to me, or y'all know that this he's associated with me.
That's generally speaking, if you take somebody serious, they should know who you're.
That's all really it is. It's just a protective factor, and it's even without taking somebody serious, because unfortunately you have those women who every man they deal with they take seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then you have those who only they only take home, certain people. There's levels, and everybody's different, in that area, in that situation. But realistically, that's all it is, and it's the same thing when men are, realistically introducing women to their loved ones. We want to make sure that ain't nobody had her in the past, realistically, or nobody knows her or whatever. And if y'all see her out, y'all want to make sure that she's associated with me and vice versa. That's just it.
And that's
nobody wants to feel like they have to present them. But in that same token, if that's the general thought behind it, why is it that we are also the same people you feel like are in competition for this motherfucker? That doesn't make any sense. If you showing him to us because you want to make sure that we know this is your nigga, okay? And you want to make sure that he don't know none of us, and we don't we want to be sure we don't know him, because you can describe him all you want, but if not till we see the motherfucker, we go, oh shit.
Right.
He, you know what I mean? So that's all really it is. But why do we got to be the same person again in competition? If we this is supposed to be a solid thing here.
Right.
So why are we also treated like the same people who are you in competition with the other women out there?
Absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Because honestly, and I think and to be honest and to be fair, I just think in general, one of the realest things that my mom ever told me was shit happens. Sex is a natural thing. People have natural attraction. Just because you're married to someone doesn't mean that you won't find them attractive. My mom kept it a buck with me, period. So, I thank God for that, because honestly, maybe because of my temperament and the kind of child that I was, that worked on me personally. It might not work on every other kid. But I know for me, it's just like, all right, well, knowing that and keeping in mind, realistically, and I was like, and as you get older, because you're told that, through your own experience, just because I have a significant other doesn't mean I can't find Denzel Washington handsome, or the average man walking down the street with his kid that's taking, I find attractive. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just with, the actions or lack thereof after that. You know what I'm saying? That matters. So, you got to keep that into, people are going to, you just got to be confident. However, at the same token, the other side of the coin was she also instilled in me, to be real, Anna, these feelings happen. Men are more physical. Women like sex too. Don't get it fucked up. But men are physical. So yeah, if certain shit is happening and women are put in a situation with men, and long story short, don't just be leaving your man and dangling them around a woman either. I don't give a fuck if it's your cousin or your sister. You don't do it. Period. So all that Joe buddy together all the time without me, shit, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, and that's why, unfortunately, there's a lot of
you have to be.
That happens a lot more than not. Yeah.
Yeah, just like me personally, I would rather not spend a long period of time with someone's closest friends just because.
Yeah, I don't need to be around nobody else other nigga. I don't need to
be around nobody like that.
I just don't find it necessary. I personally feel uncomfortable. Because you're not my nigga. And I don't want, the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I don't want, my bitch or my cousin or my sister, whatever like that, to be thinking this anything. No. Quite frankly, bitch, I would be texting her the whole fucking time. Bitch, what's going on over there? Bitch, so
Absolutely. Because I feel like in those situations, when you respect those boundaries and they're strong and they're solid, and not saying that not saying you have to be stiff and rigid with one's friends or anything. No, you need to have a nice friendship with them, and they can get to know you. Don't get me wrong, but all this extra super Josephine and Joseph shit is not needed. Keep it to a what's it called? It's not about being insecure. It's more so me respecting boundaries. I know this person and I know them to be your friend. They're good. You love you. Obviously you'll have a great.
That's all it is.
However, I don't need to be sitting up in their face hours and hours, day by day, while you're not around, because it leaves no room for error. There's no margin there for error. There's no guessing and no doubting, because I know me personally, me speaking from who I am and what my character is, I'm not going out my way to be sneaking around with nobody's friend. That's just not in my blood. Right. I can't do it. Me personally, I don't, that's it's just certain shit you don't do. And that's just the morale that I have. You know what I'm saying? But that's not everybody. But and another point I wanted to make. You ever been on vacation with somebody? I don't know if it's, I've been on vacation with different people, and it's just like, all right, I travel with my closest friends the most, but I've actually heard stories or just witnessed a few times here or there where this person, like, they're dealing with someone that's insecure. So either whether it's the person that's on vacation insecure or the person that's at home that's insecure. And it kind of puts a different on the mood. Because every time you turn around, this motherfucker want to be on FaceTime and shit. You in the corner with your titty in the phone, your dick in the phone every 5 seconds, like, oh, he got to know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not about to be documenting your whole trip for this motherfucker. Like, I'm not.
I can definitely, recall sometimes of comments that I've made.
I'm sorry.
No, it definitely goes, it flows right into the topic again, just from a different angle. I definitely recall, a few times, over vacations, telling bitches, my bitch, come on. Like, I ain't got time, or, can you take my picture for time? I'm good for telling you bitches, no, I'm not taking your picture, because 9 times out of 10, I know it's either for social media or it's for y'all niggas, and I'm not going to turn into your photographer and take 2,700 fucking pictures, because at the end of the day, I'm the friend that I'll take all the pictures from somebody, and then somebody going to want to take 2 of me. And then I feel like your bitches be being real shady with the pictures. And I'm talking to all you bitches. I will call you all out by name. But no, I'm talking to all you bitches. I feel like y'all be being real fucking stingy and shady when it comes to the pictures. I know a bitch not photogenic, but at the end of the day, I need something to work with. The fuck?
Listen, I just feel like they don't got the same focus, and they don't know your angle. They're not thinking about it like that.
But if you my friend, you supposed to be getting it trying. Like a bitch like me, I get on the ground. I'm posing while I'm trying to put you in a pose. Okay. A bitch like me is pose while I'm giving. Okay, I'm giving pose. Bitch, yes.
Pose.
I'm giving right along with you. So I expect the same respect.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just saying. So for all you bitches out here listening, all my friends listening, I expect the same respect, okay?
Period.
So y'all got a little while to get it together, okay? Because y'all know we got some shit coming up. Thank you.
Period.
I'm saying.
Sorry, can I just pause 1 second? I gotta do one thing, but you can keep talking if you want to. If you have any last thoughts about this. I just need 5 seconds, literally. I'm going to get up and come right back to the screen, literally.
Well, take your little 5 seconds, friend.
Okay.
We're going to let Chuck take her little 5 seconds, and I'm going to set my little shit. But you know what, guys? That's really how I feel about it. Like, I don't feel like I should have to, be fictitious around my friends. They don't have to be fictitious around me. I feel like all my friends know that they can trust me around their loved ones, whether it's, somebody they're in a relationship with or their family. Because like I said, my friends are like my family, and it's vice versa. So, I mean, Anna and I specifically, we have been around each other's, men, and there's been moments where that we possibly have been alone around them, and we trust each other enough to know that there hasn't been anything. There's never been a moment in the 15 years that we've been friends that we've ever had to question a situation like that. Whether
Absolutely
we to each other about it, or we never even went to anyone else about the situation. So those are the kind of people I make the decision to surround myself with. Those who are going to approach a situation the same or very much so similar, like I would. I would respect their decision no matter what. So
absolutely,
that's just
life we present in situations. Sometimes that's just what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, I would just speak to my little. Even my little 1-2, just give them a little something to fill the ring while you were sipping off. So we're finished with that topic. So we're just going to ease on into something that does go on either on vacation, whether it's domestic, international, or whether it's in your everyday lifestyle, depending on the kind of lifestyle that you live. But just a small topic we wanted to just, filter in while we got into this. The 5-star quality. So when I think about 5-star, the first thing I automatically think about is food, because I think about 5-star restaurants.
Yes.
and
resorts, dining resorts, shit
dining,
like that.
dining resorts. And I just think about, of course, the best hotels versus the shitty ones, the best food versus the nasty shit. And when we were thinking about this topic, I'm like, damn, is 5-star really worth it?
Listen,
when it comes to certain things, I'm like, is it a phenomenon? Is it like really worth it? Or is it like, are we being bamboozled here?
And honestly, I wanted to approach the question from a place of like, honestly, this too, I want people to take into perspective, like, so what is a 5-star experience to you personally?
Right.
Because for me, honestly, there are places out here, you might go online and you might see, oh, they got like 3.5 stars. And I'm a person, quite frankly, when I stay certain places, I have a certain standard that I expect.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to hotels, Airbnbs, resorts, things of that nature, when it comes to my flights, stuff like that, like I like to, I like nice things. So when I'm thinking about like a 5-star experience, to me doesn't necessarily that the place is marketing itself as a 5-star establishment based on whatever, service or good they're providing for me, be it a restaurant or a hotel or Airbnb or something like that. Mm-hmm. Now, so when I say that and I think about that, there's a couple things that come to mind. So when I'm thinking about the 5-star restaurants, a lot of times, yeah, the food may be good, but but you might get like this much for like $100.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I feel like we're being bamboozled. That's when I feel like we're being bamboozled.
I do want to mention that I do know Americans are on the greedier side of things, and portion wise, we do overeat. But I do feel like
I shouldn't still be hungry.
I still do feel like sometimes when you go to certain places, yeah, the quality may be good, but it's just the quantity. It's just like, how much of it am I getting? Do I really need it? And that's also a thing I think about. Do I really need that much of it? Are they offering me what I'm expecting for the price that they're asking for? Is it good? Is it valuable? Would I do it again? Would I eat it again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I really being offered here? Because there's an experience that comes along with what you're receiving too. For instance, when you go to the hair salon, do you have to worry about, Ray Ray and them coming in to, serve a fiend on the side? Like I've seen shit that I don't agree with. And I don't think it's, ethical. I don't appreciate that. I want to go to a safe space to get my fucking hair done. That's all I want to do. I don't want to worry about the neighborhood thugs running in. Not trying to call us thugs, quote unquote. But the neighborhood niggas that be moving.
Anybody in the neighborhood. The fuck? Yeah.
I don't want to have to worry about ducking and shit because a nigga with the switch done came through and lighting your ass up for some shit you did last week while I'm getting my fucking soap break. That's just not what I expect. And I'm over here paying a bean plus to get my hair done. I don't want that ghetto shit. So, we love, we like the experience of when we go to a place and we get that good treatment. Like when you go to get your wax, you get a glass of wine afterwards. You have the choice between wine or another beverage. You get a treat at the end. They offer to, book your next appointment. Shit like that makes a difference because it's like, I don't even have to think about it because, you're
already offering it.
Exactly.
And I love you, friend, because that is the epitome of what a 5-star experience is. When you look at when a business is offering a product or a service, what defines that 5-star quality is the fact that as a consumer, I don't even have to look or think twice about what I'm going to be needing next, because what I'm going to need or expect, you're already providing. That's a 5-star product or service. If you know that you're selling me a t-shirt that's going to be a thermal or something like that, whatever the next case may be, if you know that the next thing I might be thinking about maybe a hoodie version, the next product that you're presenting, you know what I mean, is going to be the next level of the product that you put out the first time, because you know what I'm expecting. As a consumer, you know where my mind is going. Absolutely. As a business, you know where my mind as a consumer is going, and you're already providing that expectation before I even fucking think of it. That's what defines a 5-star service.
You're already thinking and taking into consideration the very next thing.
My wants and my needs.
Absolutely. And that will make this experience even more worthwhile and worth your cost because of how much thought you've been putting into it and what I'm getting out of it each and every single time I decide to patronize your business.
Come on, each and every single time. And the quality also, that's what the quality is also important too. You got to make sure that every time a person has that experience, it's on the same level every time. That the level of quality never diminishes based on the amount of times the consumer has been able to engage with you.
The quantity and the quality in business is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Supply and demand. Come on now. Let's get to it, miss.
Girl.
Get to it. Honestly, I'm telling you, and people make, and you know, I talk to people all the time about travel and like, you know, how, you know, because we travel, like, you know, we be on some other shit when we travel. Like, so I be talking to people.
Shut up.
They be like, oh, I don't like Airbnbs or shit like that. I'm like, listen, let me tell you something. If there are some people out here who are in the same shoes that I'm in right now, they love travel and they want it, but when they travel, they don't want to feel like, oh, I can't do certain shit because I'm not home. So when you're in an Airbnb, it's supposed to be convenient. You're like supposed to be able to make meals. You're supposed to have, you know, the different amenities that you have at home. You're supposed to be able to rely on them having like clean towels and washcloths, clean surfaces, you know, Wi-Fi, things like that, you know, a working stove, refrigerator, a lockbox so that you don't feel like anybody can just get into the property while you're staying there. You have the key, you have the code. You want to know, you know, because I'm thinking about, you might want to change that code every time you have a different person here. I don't know what you're doing out here, but you might want to do that, you know, because people are fucking crazy. But shit like that, you take into consideration. Do they have cleaning products here just in case I make a mess and I want to clean up?
Right.
You know,
and that's what you can do at home.
Yeah. And people complain, oh, their cleaning fees be out the ass. And I'm like, do you consider what they have to go through to make it look exactly like when you got there, to the point of comfortability, so that someone can just come right in, put their bags down, and have a nice, enjoyable, comfortable stay. Yeah. Period.
Just how you did.
Essential to a person like me. I am the consumer that looks at shit like that. Yeah, I might travel with my own washcloths and my own soap and shit like that, but do you have it available just in case? Oh my God, what if I get stuck here for another day and I got to reach out to you? Hey, can you add a couple days on? Or, you know, I might not have the essentials. I might need to, you know, I might have went through some shit. I got to rest my head here in the morning. I'll be able to get to the store. But do you have soap here in the meanwhile? Do you got lotion? Do you got toilet paper? Like, do you got like, I don't know, like we said, Wi-Fi? Those things matter because people have things that they have to do in their everyday life, and those are our essentials in the time that we live in right now. I know people that say, oh my God, the cleanup fee is so crazy. Well, have you considered the property and the square space that you're staying in and what it takes to upkeep that, and how much time it takes a cleaning lady to come in? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be long-winded.
No, that's what I'm saying. Come on, consider.
Listen, do you know what the cleaning lady's price is? For this
clean up woman
service, because she's gonna wipe the bottom of the toilet, because
niggas because you don't want to come in and see that shit. Right.
They missed the hole. The pee runs down the side of the toilet. Whatever. Somebody might have been there while their cycle was on it. They might have missed the spot.
Making sure it smells fresh. Trash is clean. It's vacuumed. It's swept. Absolutely. The sheets are clean. So everything that you're using, washcloths, wash rags,
no infestation,
pot holders, dishes, all of that. Everything is wiped down. Nothing. And mind you, even if a space has been sitting, you want to make sure it's not dusty. So somebody may have allergies, little stuff. So even if a spot hasn't been occupied maybe for the last week, if somebody still has to come through and do a quick cleaning just to make sure everything is, you know, still as it was, and it's clean at the surface, at the detail. Like, don't do that. Because again, like you said, those are things, like you said, we travel a different kind of way. That's why I was like, shut up. That's why I started laughing. Because I'm like, yeah, we're real particular. We're very much, you know, 5 star and above when we travel. And anybody who travels for real knows that, yes, there is a star above 5. So yeah.
See, there's different levels to that shit. You got diamond resorts, all that. That shit crazy. That shit goes,
So I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. So as we, you know, it's the summertime finna come up, y'all. You know, Memorial Day weekend kind of kicks off. Although that's not the official start of summer, you know, that's like the holiday that kicks off the summer for us. So we know that travel is going to start to increase a lot over the next few months as we get into, you know, America's high traveling season. So we just want you guys to be safe. to be uninsecure, and just to travel with quality, and just to be aware of the different things that you have available, to you, and never be afraid to, request something new or something to be re-cleaned upon checking into a space. If you don't feel like it's cleanly enough, to your standards, or if it is dirty, you can always request something like that. So just across the board, just being, hygienic, just being fair, and just carrying yourself with quality, so that your expectations can exert the same level. Period.
And also, I want to add another thought, because I saw a situation where someone owned an Airbnb, and in particular, like, during the pandemic, people were very wary. We even ran into this issue because, we have a lot of things that we have, to put our heads together, to do and to create. So, we were in a space in the pandemic where, people were like wary of people trying to have parties or events in their properties. Yeah. Because there were so many, and it wasn't even just one, but it was one that I remember in particular. I remember hearing about and seeing different ones. But this is one that stood out to me the most, where there was a group of individuals who were young and who thought that, they would want to throw an event, they would want to make some extra money, and show everybody a good time. And for whatever reason, that shit went left. And let me tell you how they fucked this Airbnb up. So bad. So fucking bad. So bad.
Was it the one with the TVs was off the wall?
The TV was ridiculously damaged, off the mount on the wall.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the same one.
Furniture broken, carpets ruined. The foundation of the house was like fucked up. There was too many people in there. All types of shit was just happening.
And literally, that's what kind of sparked off like that Airbnb owner scared. They were just like, "Oh no,
absolutely,
you can't throw any parties at all." And like literally, you couldn't find no fucking word to throw a fucking party.
And I remember in Philly, it was like a little hidden gem. It was like a couple few spots.
Literally, like a handful.
To have these kinds of events that they know about ahead of time, whereas they're like, oh, they did what they had to do to make sure shit went the way they expected it to go. And the people who were trying to have what they were trying to have wanted to make sure, okay, like we really not coming here with the intentions of fucking y'all shit up, because we know what's been going on and what's been trending. However, we really do want to have a good time, and this is the only way we're able to do that. Because of
and apparently, it was a bunch of hefty fees associated with that, and that's why it was kind of like a happy medium on negotiation and saying, all right, yeah, you can throw a party, but it's going to cost you. Like you could have damn near rented an event hall for the same amount that you rented an Airbnb during the pandemic for those handful that were allowing you to throw parties.
For one night or even a whole weekend. Sometimes you was that lucky. Yeah. So like my 5-star experience, again, like I'm saying, when I'm going out to a restaurant, it could be 3.5, but because I had a waitress who was attentive, who paid attention to what I liked and I didn't like, and made sure I had my cup was full, made sure I was comfortable, made sure my meal came back correctly. That's a 5-star experience for me personally. So I think that we should take into more account those kinds of places also, because you could be getting 5-star service from a place that's only rated 3.5 online. Also.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I was thinking about something.
Yeah. And it's probably more so because of the morale that they're, the leadership has, established there, and, where the place is located, the kind of people that come and patronize their business, and the attitude and the idea and the mindset and the correct code of ethics that is instilled within that workplace.
There it is.
So, 5-star experiences come. So I think there's a responsibility on both the consumer and the business owner, because because during the pandemic, again, I want to shed light on one more thing. I ain't gonna be long-winded. I'm sorry. Because I used to wait, and like I like to say this all the time. One of our very close friends that Christina's very close with, as close as I am with her. We were waiting on tables for together, and we rocked that shit. Like we did. I learned a lot from being a waitress.
I did.
And honestly, I have connections with people from that title and that role that I had to fill, because of how I approached the job, the attitude I had, and how I made people feel when they walked through those doors. And it's so crazy, because that very same place that we went to, and I can't wait to announce it on our next episode, we met somebody who actually used to go to that place, and they actually remember my friend. They didn't remember me because I wasn't working there at the time, but they remember her because of the interactions that they had with her. it speaks volumes. And they could have rated it a 2.5 online, and he said he would have came back time and time again because he got the great service from the person that was waiting on him.
And to be honest, I think that if I'm not mistaken, they probably are rated like something average online. And that's what I wanted to kind of get into real quick before we just kind of wrapped it up. Unfortunately, in America, because everything is so financially driven, the only reason, the biggest scale that 5-star is rated on is the amount. So when you look at something, when you look at a restaurant's rating, they're rated 5-star maybe because of the mostly because of the amount that their menu is. So if you have an average restaurant, or maybe a breakfast store or a luncheonette or something like that, who the meals there are not going to be super costly because of the style of meals that they're serving, they're naturally not going to sit or even go on the 5-star list because financially, cost-wise, they don't even cost that much. But like you said, it's really the service. So I really do think that it needs to be a revamping of the scale of what is considered 5-star. I think the financial piece of the 5-star scale holds a little bit too much weight when it comes to actually assessing what is 5-star and what's not. It's too much of the quantity and not the quality that's assessed when it comes to 5-star. Because I would say very, very naturally, because I used to go on, I'm like, listen, I'm not going nowhere if it's less than 3 stars. I work with you if you 3 stars because you try and work your way up. But when I started to notice, I'm like, it's places whose food is absolutely fucking terrible, in my opinion. And they're listed as 4.5, 5 stars. And I'm like, it's only because of how much money, how much the menu costs, how much it is per plate. And you know what I go to think about all the time? I think about when you say you hate a lot of the wedding menus because the food is typically nasty. You paying all of this money for this nasty ass food. And that's what I think about when I said that. No, you don't want to do that.
I can't wait for. I'm close. I cannot wait for your girlfriend that I met through you. That's now my girlfriend that I adopted into my heart in my life. Girl, I can't wait for her wedding, girl, because I know this food finna hit the motherfucking lid, bitch.
Correction, because my mom will get me to correction, sister, and other sister.
Yes. Sister, you right. You right.
Because bitch. The moms will correct. The moms will correct you.
No, come on. Pick up my mom because I didn't adopt Christy too. So come on.
That's why I'm saying like the moms will correct. That's why I said correction because the moms will correct you. I was referencing all of them. That's why I said that. But if I said moms, not mom.
The mother.
Okay. It's going to be a family affair. How I maybe say it. Let's get it like a fauna on a fauna in this dancery. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yo.
Man, that's going to be a 5-star event, baby. Do it like a yogi day, baby. That's going to be a 5-star event.
It's going to be. If our moms get together and go, it's a 5-star event, bitch, they will, yes. Period. They already know because you already know they will tap into the best of the best when it comes to representing them. So it's just going all around.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful event. Absolutely.
They're gonna be speaking that inspiration. We love y'all.
Yes, we definitely do. So before we leave y'all today, we just gonna give y'all the boss of the week. I'm just so excited about the episodes. I'm just so excited about today's whole experiences all together. But before we leave you guys, huh?
Go ahead.
Yes, my little. And I'm just so excited about what we got coming up. Like you said, the guests, the just everything we got. Just. See you go, bitch.
There you go. Here we are. Sorry, it's on the black t-shirt, but there you go.
Yes.
Y'all see it.
Listen, I'm just like, I'm just too excited. So before we leave you guys today, of course, we got to give y'all a boss of the week. Y'all know I part of the segment with boss of the week is where we shout out somebody in the community 9 times out of 10 that's black owned, who's doing their thing, whether it's a big or a small business. We feel like it's really representing and holding it down. So we feel like y'all should support. So Chalk found the Goldilocks and the Three Bears publishing company. So this is a children's book publishing company, a diverse characters and stories about families that are from different backgrounds. We believe that every child deserves access to media that look and feel like their own experiences. That's why we created Goldilocks and the Three Bears Publishing. We partner with creators and authors to bring their dreams to life and work with schools and libraries to empower underrepresented children. I think that is so beautiful.
Me too. And I personally want to give
a lot of first-time writers maybe that would be wonderful. Yeah, that would connect with them and be a great experience. Either you gonna work with them, you gonna write some maybe in Espanol.
Not even just that, like I just like literature in general. I take story time very seriously because I feel like you can teach a lot to children through music and through telling stories. It's a way to draw them in. And I know that the impact that I had is even just, you know, and the work that I do on a daily basis, my actual 9 to 5, my real life job, y'all. Let me just I'm getting a little bit personal. I don't really do that on a daily basis, but you know, I've had several people tell me like, oh my God, like I have a coworker who literally sits on the floor like this at, you know, at events.
Yeah, you're very good at it. I tell you that all the time.
Just to hear me hear the story in it pages, and she's gonna be just like this. She was like, oh my God, the way you convey the story to the children, like it makes you want to be on the pages of the book and be there. She said, you grab their attention and you keep it and you make them listen. And I'm just like, well, you know, for me, I'm lucky to have the kind of dad that, you know, when I was younger, he read to me a lot. And when he read to me, I could tell that he was interested because he took the time to make the characters leap off the page to me. He actually had inflections in his tone. It's something that I hold
my teachers were that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. And like to the point where like show and tell, like I brought my dad to school so he could tell a story. Like fuck y'all and y'all animals and y'all toys and y'all cool shit. I have a whole human. I have a whole human here who cares about me and my literacy, who reads to me every night and who fucking reads these great stories.
Oh, yes, Daddy reads me to sleep.
I just wanted to share that with the world. So literature is very important. And here in Philadelphia, we have an initiative called Read by Fourth. It's very important to children because honestly, I don't know if people know this. People. Right now, your children are learning to read, but by the time they are in 4th grade, after 3rd grade is done, by the time they get to 4th grade, now the roles are switched. Now they are reading in order to learn. So it's very important that we instill in them these things that help them learn how to use things like circumlocution and context clues in order to be able to interpret text. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So reading to your child is important. So take initiative, look into what they have to offer. If you are an up-and-coming artist, an up-and-coming author within the, you know, literacy or children's literature world, please see what they have to offer if you want to get your story out there. I know, you know,
I just got an idea. I think you should write a book with the guy kid.
Here she goes, trying to push me to do other shit. That's what we do though. But you know, literature is important for children. It's important. So again, I'm not trying to be long-winded. I just want people to take that more into consideration, and you should be reading with your children more often. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It fucking matters. From the time that they are in your womb, woman, that you hear me, woman, child, read to your baby. Put the headphones on your tummy. Read to your baby because they know your voice. Period. You and daddy. So yeah, that's that.
So just real quickly, guys, just to give I'm sorry, Jack, go ahead.
No, that's our boss. I want to say that's our boss.
I wanted to give them the website real fast. Yeah, I wanted to just go ahead and throw out the website to them. So it's Goldilocks3bearspublishing.com, but it's not spelled how you think. So Goldie is Goudelock, the number 3, BEARS bearspublishing.com. So that's Goldie, Goude, Lock, LOCK, the number 3, bearspublishing.com. So you guys can go directly to their website. Maybe we'll put it in the episode description. Yep, and on our page so you guys can follow it and get more information, okay? So that is all that we have for you guys. We want to thank you for joining us again on another episode of To Each His Own. Take the time, subscribe, follow us, tell a friend to tell a friend. Anywhere you watch or listen to your podcast, jump on and join the tribe. And we drop each and every week on, we're just going to call it Super Sundays because that's our day. And thank you for joining us. I am Miss Lomax.
It is I, Sunkissed Child.
That's what I was waiting for. And together we are To Each His Own. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining us.